What's going on, everybody? Thank you for tuning in to episode 93 of Bromingo, the classiest episode yet. The VIPs this week are Steven Ferreira, Bill Sr., Blake Made Mike Quit, Sean the Don, and Big Daddy Pelly. Those are our VIPs. They all support us on a monthly basis. You can do so by clicking the link in our video. You can also give us a thumbs up, a comment, tell a friend, give us some love on Instagram, on TikTok, any of those things, man. It all helps, and we appreciate it all. We are coming to you live today and uncut. I am Blake, joined by my co-host, Billy Broder.
Hello, my friend. Great to see you.
Great to see you. Cheers, Avita, Guten Tag.
Yeah, that.
And behind the ones and twos, we have Nathan today.
Don't call me that. Don't call me that, dude.
I used his government name.
That might be the first time I've ever heard anyone call Nathan to his face in my life.
Yeah, that's the first time for me, too.
I've never called him that ever.
I'm just trying because I think I only even found out your birth name wasn't Nate recently. You reject Nathan energy so hard that I had not even made that. There's a fly buzzing around me, and if it continues for the whole recording of this, it's gonna spoil my whole mood.
It will ruin the audio recording.
That fly is gonna destroy my audio. Oh, no, it's not even that I'm worried about. It's that I can hear him mumbling to himself every time he passes by me, and I know the mic's going to pick it up.
What's he ruminating about?
He's going, I need poop. I'm smelling poop, but I can't find the poop. I'm trying to find all the... I think there's a poop somewhere, and I'm trying to look for it. Where's the poop? You know how flies are, always obsessed with fucking poop? Those nasty... I almost said bitches, but bitches is such a mean word. I try not to say it anymore. It feels like a very biting, mean word. I tried to cut it out.
Depending on the context of it, it can definitely be a little charged, you know?
Yeah, exactly. It's like sometimes you don't know quite how it's going to come out, and then all of a sudden you're like, oh, I dropped a sloppy bitches on the ground, and now everybody's staring at it.
It does hit, though. Like just phonetically, the curse hits really good.
Yeah, the sounds are
You got
very
the
good.
put and the ch. A
Booch.
and a f. Like, all those sounds work really good with swears, you know? That's why,
Yeah.
like, bitch and fuck are some of the best.
That's why, like, buffushus is like the ultimate curse. Buffushus.
Oh my, dude, wait a minute. We should make an ultimate curse. Like, you're onto something, actually.
Confuck it bag, something like that. The confuck it bag. But you can't have a full fuck in there, or then it's just a variation on fuck.
Fudge.
Fudge. But that's just fuck.
Yeah.
It's too close. But I love this idea. Let's keep up on this because I do
Fa-chunt.
think...
Fa-chunt.
Chunt. Fa-chunt. Fagumba. I'm just throwing shit out there.
Fagumba's pretty good, dude.
I'm just throwing shit.
Fagumba's pretty good. I like
Fagumba.
Fagumba. You know, hey, they say it's really bad for like your standing in the algorithm to curse at the beginning of an episode.
Yeah, so
or
we
even
should
an
keep
episode at all, right? Because now AI watches the shit.
Yeah.
Or fuck. Ah, damn it. Ah,
Fagumba. Fagumba. Fagumba.
No, I've been thinking about trying to do a clean episode. I just really don't think I could ever do it because it's just, I just curse too much. I don't even realize when I do it.
Yeah. It's probably the
tough.
sign of your immense intellect and your incredible creative brain.
Yeah, I think so.
I think my creative brain sort of slowed down for a second there. I entered the time warp for a moment.
That's okay. I wrote down
My
something I wanted to talk
creative.
about when I was drunk last night.
Is it any good?
I think it's hilarious. I don't know what I thought was going to happen when I brought this up, but this is what I wrote down in my notes. I was feeling myself last night. Okay.
Okay, good. Good.
And I was drinking, and I put coconut in my hair, and I'm feeling confident.
Yeah, that's just a drunk ramble. You're just
No, dude. I think we got something here.
What do you want me to do with that? You want me to ask you where you
Ask
got
me
the
something about
coconut
that.
from? Okay. Are you fucking proud of yourself? Are you fucking happy right now?
Dude, well, here's the thing. I think that it hydrates my hair, it hydrates my scalp, and even though it made me look a little greasy, I just knew that self-care was happening. Okay,
Wow.
and that made me feel good.
So you got piss drunk.
And I looked greasy as fuck.
Stumbled into the kitchen and started smearing coconut into your hair, and then walked out into the function with greasy coconut hair, thinking, "I'm taking care of myself. I'm good."
100%.
Okay. What I'm wondering is this coconut oil or raw white coconut just sort of mashed in there until it sort of dissipated in almost like a suntan lotion?
So we were all out of coconut oil, actually.
Oh my God.
We did have a couple of almond joys. So I just picked off the chocolate.
You sucked them until it was
until it was chocolateless, and I mushed it into my hand, and then I with a little bit of spit just to loosen it up, I spread it into my hair.
Well, now I'm all for this. Now this sounds like it was a great idea. So you where were you when this happened?
I went to Brooklyn, who has been. In
You
the
went to
peanut gallery.
Brooklyn last night.
Brooklyn's house. Our friend Brooklyn's house.
Oh.
In Fall River, Massachusetts.
Okay. So you brought Brooklyn to Fall River. Well, I guess she lives there, so no, you
Brooklyn
couldn't say
invited
that.
me to Fall River.
Okay,
to her brother's
Brooklyn.
home.
Brooklyn brought you to Fall River. Okay.
Every year, her brother and her have like what is more or less a joint birthday party, and I go every year. How is that? How are you doing, Billy?
I'm struggling. I'm not gonna lie.
What's
I'm struggling
happening?
right now. I'm just
You're falling apart.
I'm just looking for I'm looking for something to hook onto, and I'm scrabbling. I'm
It's all right.
scrabbling down the rock wall.
It's not the only thing I had. I also had that, Billy, you are a viral sensation at over 3,500 views, 35,000 views. I'm sorry, on Instagram.
Oh, just 35,000?
Collectively,
I think it's 37, dude.
can you look? I can't look because it's on my phone. But yeah, I was being modest because I didn't want to overshoot it, and people go and look, and they're like, "Oh, you lied on the podcast." Yeah, I believe it is over 35. If you count the ones from YouTube, I'd say it's probably at least 38. Right?
Wow.
So,
I didn't know it had gone that high.
Yeah, it says 43.
43. Dude,
Oh,
holy
wow.
shit. You're almost at not 500,000. I was going to say 500,000, but
Wow,
you're almost like half the. Oh my god, I almost spilt my wine, dude.
I'm dealing with this fly. He's starting to mumble more. I think he doesn't like the podcast. He keeps coming by and going, "This was boring. I'm not having a good time."
All right.
I think I would have turned it off.
This is what
I'm
the
trying
fly
to
doesn't
kill
understand.
this fly. I'm trying to kill him
You
now.
should kill it. You should kill it. This is art. It's not for everyone.
It's
by
subjective,
design.
bitch.
This is very punk rock. Okay.
You said we shouldn't swear, and I said I don't say bitch anymore. And my brain is one of those things where my brain has one of those problems where anytime I feel like subconsciously like I have a rule, I want to break it over and over
Right.
again. And that was the first example, but I think I would prepare for more bitches through the rest of the episode. Because as soon as I said that about myself, I felt like I had to break it. I had to undo the spell cast on myself. But no, I won't now. Now that I've said that, I won't. Oh, that fly.
How big is it? Is it like a
There is
bigger fly?
no fly.
There's no fly. It was a bit. The whole
Of
time?
course, there's no fly.
Dude, what?
I'm breaking your mind in half right now.
Dude, this is absolute madness. Next thing I know, you're gonna tell me that there's like something crazy in my back pocket.
And there's
Like,
no.
There's a magic trick.
And there's no. Yeah, I was just gonna say. And there's no viral video. Check the views again. You look at it. It's like 25 views. What the fuck? There is a fly. I'm sorry that I love lying so much. There absolutely is a fly, and it's massive.
roller
It's
coaster. Holy
fucking
shit.
massive. The fly is huge.
Oh my god.
But let's stop talking. Let's stop giving the fly any more fucking screen time. If he says another bad thing about the podcast on his way by, I'm gonna fucking slap him out of the air with my bare hand.
You know, dude, honestly, if we didn't have haters, we should be concerned. Like, we don't necessarily like have fans, but like if we have haters, that's something. You know?
Right. Well, shout out to the silent fans.
Yeah,
I believe
shout
in
out-
the silent minority that watches the pod and for some reason chooses not to engage in the way we request.
Listen, we do have fans, all right, because they do watch every week and listen every week. But, right, I just want them to know that they will be the reason why we keep going. You know what I mean?
That's facts.
Maybe
Never
maybe we're
forget.
not quite where we want to be, but dude, by episode 100, right? This is episode 93. We got like 6 more episodes, right? Episode 100, we're gonna get 1,000 views.
All right. Dap
Episode
you up
100,
for that
1,000
one, man.
views. I'm calling it. It's gonna happen. I'm gonna make it happen.
You're gonna make it happen.
I'm gonna
You're gonna
make
look
it
like a
happen.
real fucking moron in a month and a half. Is what's gonna happen.
I look like a moron every week, Billy. This is Bromingo.
It's Bromingo advice. Sorry, I don't know why I said that, but now I
would
need to
love-
give someone advice. Now I need to give someone advice. Now that I said it, Nate, what do you need advice on, brother?
Oh, nothing.
Oh, everything's
real.
going
I'll get
great in
real,
Nate's
bro.
life. Okay.
I'll ask you for advice. I feel like I ruin good things for myself sometimes. I see good things happening, and then all of a sudden I try and find a little thing that's wrong with it, and just be like, nope, that's not it, and bail. You know, and I think that's an issue I have, man. I should let good things happen to me.
Yes, absolutely. You want to hear my Bromingo advice on that?
Yeah.
Buy a gun.
Okay.
Don't buy a gun safe. Buy a gun, buy bullets,
Yep.
and carry it everywhere you go.
Can't
And the
get
next
LTC.
time, no,
Don't get LTC.
fuck that.
Unlicensed.
Unlicensed gun.
Buy the
Scrape
gun. File off the serial number.
Yes, buy a file, buy a nail file, metal.
Yep.
Or I guess it wouldn't be for nails if it was metal. Scrape the serial numbers off of the gun. Carry
Yep.
it everywhere with you. Never have it off of your person anytime you leave the house. And the next time that you're feeling like, oh, I'm about to self-sabotage to exert some sort of facade of control over my life because I'm worried that if I give in to the good things, I could somehow have less control, be less comfortable than this misery that I've grown accustomed to. The next time you feel that way, would you say that's accurate?
Yeah,
The
absolutely.
next time you feel that way, take that gun up, just whoever you're with, hold it against your head and go, I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it right now. I'm going to do it if I don't get my way. If I don't get my way, I'm going to do it. This is going to be the time where I hold it against my head all the time, but now I'm going to do it.
And they're gonna be like, Blake, you've done this 3 times this week. We don't believe you.
No, don't do that. It's like it's hard to feel in the moment that you even know a good thing is happening.
Yeah.
That in and of itself is a challenge. So I feel like you're giving yourself not enough credit just to if you can even acknowledge when things in your life are good or if they're about to happen good. It's like or if good things are about to happen rather. I just think you could potentially utilize the fact that you feel like you can label and know the things in your life that are good. And if it's not too late, then you can always keep them around. You know, and if you're just feeling like, oh, in the past I've done this and screwed this up and screwed this up and screwed this up, oftentimes those thought processes aren't that accurate or healthy. So I would say don't give too much credence to that either.
You remember that girlfriend I had when this is live and uncut? I'm not gonna say her name. You remember that girlfriend? I'm gonna try my best not to say her name. You remember that girlfriend I had senior year of high school?
Yeah.
Who was like far out of my league.
Yeah.
And then I was just like, I can't do it. We're over.
Yeah.
Like 2 weeks in. This is the sort of the exact sort of behavior that I still find myself in a pattern of.
Sure. It's people rarely change. People talk about humans changing. It's a myth. It rarely ever happens. Ever. If they change, it's an exception to all of human history. And that's what makes it so special, and that's why basically every story that humans try to write is centered around the notion of people changing, because it's one of the most special things we can do. You rarely ever see it. So what I would say...
That's deep as fuck.
What I
But
would
you're kinda
say...
right. There's like they say there's 3 stories, right?
Yeah.
Or some
Yeah.
shit like that.
Not that it's not even so much about that. It's just that story structure and the way that you're traditionally sort of
It's all about someone changing.
supposed. Yeah, it's all
Character
about
arc.
character development arcs.
Yeah.
Characters going through change. So, and even when movies that are not about that, that's sort of as a response to the vast majority of movies being about that. But regardless. Obviously, people do change too. You know what I mean? It's like there are cases all over the place, but you'd be surprised I feel like the more you look into things, how little it actually happens. So if you feel like, oh, I'm stuck in that same pattern of behavior, there's like some pretty drastic ways to pull yourself out, but they're a lot of work. They're a lot of work.
I think I know exactly what you're saying. I got to make a movie out of it.
Perfect. That's perfect. I couldn't agree more. You should dump any amount of money you can possibly save. Scrape up for like only a couple more months all the money you possibly can. Sell everything you own. Mm-hmm. Buy a camera, whatever amount of money you can gain from that. Buy the most expensive good camera that you can find, and then just make a fucking movie, man. Yeah. You wouldn't be able to even get close to the sort of camera you would need, though. Unfortunately,
I think that I would probably just embrace a bit of a lo-fi quality, Do something like that, where I use my iPhone and then I just like put a filter on it to make it look actually like worse or something.
Easily, I guess you could do that, but it's still going to cost a shit ton of money, even if you try and do it.
Not if I don't employ anyone. Not if I
that's the last thing I'm thinking about.
Or tell people I'm going to pay them and then I don't pay them. It's a classic move. It's happened to me many times.
Yeah, I've seen it happen myself. It's a wild thing to do, but it happens.
And it's always these dream projects.
Yeah.
I'm building a studio. I'm starting a movie. We're going to start a podcast. When's the last time I paid you?
Yeah, it was a while back. And if you remember, in the early days, I was fully on the books. And these days, it's a real dark money sort of situation. It's all promises in air.
Yeah, my QuickBooks account is currently under investigation by the IRS. They're like, what's going on?
They're trying to find out where you keep it all.
So Nate had this idea of opening the window, right?
Yeah.
I gotta be honest, I'm dying. I'm actually dying right here. Do you think this is better than having the AC? Do you think that the steamy outside air is better than just the AC?
Close the window.
I'm saying maybe it's the light.
Close the window.
I'm genuinely asking. Was this an improvement? Because to me, I'm sweating now and I wasn't prior.
I think it's probably just sitting in front of the light and the energy of trying to do the show.
The pressure of doing a live hit podcast.
Yeah. Well, not a hit, but live. Certainly live.
You son of a bitch. Let's see what happens. Let's see what
Close the window. Close the window. Close the window. I started fucking unscrewing it accidentally.
But
I'm also usually a big fan of outside air being allowed in. Maybe you should. Maybe the solution is opening the door, creating a little breezeway.
It's like 90% humidity minimum.
I don't even think that's what a breezeway is.
Flash flooding. Flash flooding outside. I'm not kidding. I've gotten 2 warnings on my phone today.
Oh, brother, it's beautiful here. I mean, it's hot, but when you're in the shade, it's so nice.
This has been the worst summer I remember, weather-wise.
Wow.
Weather-wise. It's been I'm not complaining about my experience of the summer, but weather-wise.
Well,
terrible.
this summer, did all that Canadian smoke come down for this summer too? That wasn't that long ago. So
every day, with exception of a handful of really nice warm days, which are still humid because it's New England. It's how it is.
Yeah, right.
Sorry, so that's the baseline, anyways. So besides like a handful of good days, there's just been rain, smoke, and like cloudy humidity.
Yeah, that sounds terrible.
It's been pretty bad. Also, our winter was very mild, so it's like it tends to happen this way. I mean, I'm no farmer's almanac, all right? But I'm just saying, like, it seems like when we have a mild winter, it's like, oh yeah, well, summer's gonna suck ass.
Yeah, fair enough. I mean, this has been a mild summer.
Extremes.
Yeah, I could see that. I could see that.
With Mother Nature.
Yeah, they tend to balance each other out in various ways, for sure. I mean, the thing I was going to say is that this has been a really mild summer here compared to last year. It already had gotten way hotter, I feel like, last year. Maybe my memory's just off, but I haven't had a day remotely comparable to last summer out here in LA. But then yesterday, all of a sudden, was the first one that actually, like, it's starting to get hot. Like, it's really starting to get hot now.
Yeah.
And the areas around us, too, like, everybody's talking about how it's, like, 116 in Vegas, like, 110 in Palm Springs. Like, there's places getting really fucking hot out here.
Well, yeah, dude, I saw an article about a heat, what is it called, heat wave out there.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's nuts, man. I like the heat. Is it, like, What's the humidity like out in LA? I haven't spent a lot of time
It's
out there.
it's not bad. The humidity is not a problem compared
Gotcha.
to being in New England, being in any of the more humid spaces like Florida or an actual sort of tropical climate where legitimate humidity is like actually through beyond comprehension. But I would say like it's kind of how they describe, how they describe like, oh, it's a dry heat. It's not that bad.
Right.
A lot of times I feel like people don't realize that a dry heat is what you need is wind. You need pleasant wind, something that's not, really hard. You need an actual like comforting breeze in heat. And LA tends to have that. That's the thing that sets its good weather apart, in my opinion. In just a couple years of living here, if there's one thing I'd have to say, it's that the breezes are consistent and nice. So you get like really, really hot days in the summer, but then the rest of the year it's still hot, but it's also really breezy and it's not too bad. And I mean, it'll roast you if you stay out in it a long time or if you wear, But people wear layers and layers and layers. It's like you get one of two extremes around here. You get people in no fucking clothes at all walking around, or you get people with clothes on that you cannot understand how they live in this place and dress the way they do.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, dude. I feel that. The drip comes first, even for
That's
me.
how it goes.
I don't wear shorts. Like I hardly ever wear shorts. I don't wear sweatpants. I don't wear shorts. I don't like the way I look in them.
I don't wear pants.
I don't care how hot it is. I always wear pants.
I'm the total opposite most of the time. Like I only wear pants when absolutely necessary. I wear almost exclusively shorts. I'm in shorts right now. I put pants on yesterday for work and to go to the bar like at the end of the night. I hadn't had any on like prior to work or after, and then I was like, "Fuck, I'll put pants on to go out, I guess." But I did not. It was nighttime, so it wasn't as bad.
Yeah.
Still sweat my ass off though.
Billy, I feel like you belong on a boat, a nice boat.
Yeah, I could do
classy
well
boat.
on it. I enjoyed a boat. I could do well on a boat, for sure.
You could be an entertainer on a boat. I feel like you'd work your way up on a boat effortlessly. Like if you started as like a host at one of the restaurants, right? But like by the end of like 3 trips, you'd be like the maitre d'. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I could see that. It's an environment I could see myself thriving in for sure. I would enjoy it. I would enjoy it too.
Everyone's on vacation. They got good energy, and you have the ability, I feel like, to bounce people's good energy back to them.
Yeah, right. That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah, that stuff
thi-
would
I-
be nice. And you travel a lot, which is good too.
Would you want to work on a cruise ship?
I've thought about it. Well, when I went on my first ever cruise, not that long ago, only last summer. I think it probably would have been about a year ago exact, potentially. I don't remember exactly when it was, but it was in July. So I might have been there or coming back right around now a year ago. And being on the cruise, I was like, oh, I mean, if things are going the way they're going for me now, in a little while, a cruise would be a really fun contract to sign. Because you'd get to just ride the cruise. That's facts. That's fucking
You
lit.
can bank all that money because you don't spend money on food or housing.
Right, exactly. So you're
That's it.
saving pretty much everything.
They talked to us about this in audio school because cruise ships need multiple sound guys.
Right.
There's always shows and all that sort of thing.
Should we sign up for the same cruise line and start doing Bromingo from the sea?
Dude, you can be the comedian. I'll be your sound guy.
Right, that'd be great.
I wrote a joke. I think it's one of the worst jokes I've ever written. You want to hear it?
Of course. If it's a bad joke, I want to hear it.
All right. I actually like this is. I'm genuinely reading this out of my notes. I wasn't planning on sharing this. This is a real bad joke I came up with. All right.
How
wanted my-
bad is it?
I wanted my girlfriend to peg me, but I didn't want to feel gay, so I had her get a strap-on that looked like a really long titty.
That's awful. That's the
Terrible.
worst joke.
Terrible
That's
joke.
the worst joke I've ever. That's barely a joke. That's structured like a joke, but it's just horrible. Thank you so much for. Yeah, looks like a joke. Kind of walks. It limps around like it could maybe be a joke, but it don't talk like a joke. It don't. Yeah, thank you for sharing that. That was very brave. I really appreciate that. What? Can I hear it? Can I hear it again?
All right, hold on. I'm gonna give a better delivery.
Yeah, delivery better.
Really sell it.
All right, so I'm gonna pretend
Really
like I'm
sell
performing
it. Yeah.
This is how I would actually deliver if I was going to go on stage and open mic and try it. I'd go deadpan, I think. So I wanted my girl to peg me, but I didn't want to, feel gay or people call me gay for that, whatever. And so I had her get a strap-on that looked like a really long titty. All right.
Crickets. Yeah, the crickets. What's your next joke? That's what the people are going to be wondering. What's this guy got in the tank? Can you do it like you're like, I don't know, like a comedian with like, can you do it like a
makes sense.
What do you mean?
No
doesn't
sense.
even
It makes
make
no
sense.
sense. It makes less sense. It makes less sense than I
Imagine
think you think it does.
A penis,
Yeah.
a penis-shaped thing that looks like a titty with like a nipple on the end. You know what I mean? It's a really long titty.
I don't know if it plays that way. I think people are just going to imagine long titty, That's sort
Okay.
of saggy long tit. But God bless all shit.
Hold on, wait, hold on. Dude, I have a whole folder on here for jokes. Hold on.
Okay, wait. So
They're
you should
all
do
bad.
a whole set
They're
for
all
us
bad.
right now. If any of them are close to that bad, it might be a work of art and truly horrible joke writing.
You ready for this? You ready for this?
Yes.
All right. I saw someone on Instagram post a picture with their 94-year-old grandma. The caption said, "I don't know what I'd do without you, Nana." And all I could think was, well, you better figure it out.
Oof. Good one, man. That's great. Do they get you to write the fucking Hallmark cards, man? That's excellent. That's really good stuff. Read more. I would need to hear them all.
Okay.
Okay, what are you
Okay.
fucking opening
I
up?
got- I got
new
one more.
joke?
I got
Are
one
you
more.
writing them in the moment? I don't.
No,
want new
I
fresh
got
stuff.
one more.
We'll do that
the other
at
ones
the
are
end.
the other ones are premises for movies or sketches.
Okay, you're scrolling through that.
They're
Okay,
all
I
in the
get
same
that.
folder,
Yeah,
right?
You're
So-
right, of course.
People say cocaine. People say sugar is like.
let me
cocaine.
start, please. Just let me start over, please. Let me go on at the next show. I'll do a different set. I swear.
People say sugar is like cocaine. I disagree. I think cocaine is just really good sugar.
How good is it?
It's so good. I didn't stop talking about it all night.
Yeah, you're
A hack.
You should start.
I'm a hack.
What you got to do is buy a gun, scrape the serial numbers off, and carry it around to every open mic you go to.
And when they don't laugh, I'm just like, ah! Laugh! 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 I can't take it!
Yeah. You know what would be so funny is if it showed us the folder right now and it had like 30,000 words in it. That would be the funniest possible thing. Is that it's like a books and books and books of jokes.
There's 6 things, and okay. Well, I mean, there is another one that's like a setup.
Well, let's write a punchline for it right now.
All right,
We'll
well,
do it in
okay,
the
well, hold
style
on.
of the great Rakowski comedy.
Because there
We'll
is
do it
one
in
more.
that Rakowski blend of humor and misery.
There is one more. All right. And it's worded poorly. I didn't read this one, right? 'Cause
Okay,
it
yeah,
sucks.
yeah, right,
But
right.
I know this one sucks. It's not even funny for sucking, I feel like. But anyways, I'm going to go for it
Okay,
because
okay,
it's too
go
late
for
now.
it. It's the last thing we have. We'll finish it.
I'm going to read it exactly as I read it. When you take a shower after sex, it smells like you're in Whole Foods between the natural soap aisle and the seafood department.
Oh yeah. And then maybe what you should do, maybe the punchline is because that's where I'm usually at, where I just had sex. That's the location most likely to be at if I've just had sex. Yeah,
I
I'm
need
the
salmon
manager of a
immediately
Whole
after.
Foods. I'm the manager of a Whole Foods is what I'm trying to tell you. And I have sex at work a lot. Hey, Blake, don't quit your day job, brother.
Yeah. I have another
Those
one
are
that's real
awesome.
funny,
Can
all right?
you
I have
write
one off
five-
I have one off the top.
Okay,
You ready?
please.
All right, so I tried this one on the podcast before, actually. Wait, I actually have, but I fucked it up, and Mike made me say it when I wasn't ready. All right, so there's a whole lot of controversy over the trans Bud Light spokesperson. So a lot of people who don't like this trans spokesperson are going to begin to drink Coors Light. I've been drinking Coors Light for a while, and I don't want to be grouped in with these homophobes when I'm at the bar. So for the rest of Pride Month, I'm going to drink only cum.
Yeah, you got to cut it down a lot. I think if you cut that
There was a
one
lot of
down
buildup.
a lot, I think if you cut that one down a lot, and then got to a sort of funny Yagumba sort of word. What was the swear from the beginning? Fagumba. If you had got some Fagumba in there, then I think you might be able to get a good tweet out of that one. I actually tweeted about the Bud Light Dylan Mulvaney thing. I tweeted that Bud Light should film a commercial where Dylan Mulvaney throws a can through the windows at the Stonewall riots, or whatever that is. Is that what it's called? I feel like if I just said
I'm
it
not
wrong,
sure.
we're gonna have to. You don't know what I'm talking about?
No.
Oh, that's even better because you could learn a thing or two.
Learn me a lesson today, Will.
Well, it's good history to know. It's good history to know.
Are we talking about Stonewall Jackson?
No, same Stonewall, different Jackson. Stonewall Uprising, or simply Stonewall, was a series of spontaneous protests by members of the gay community in response to a police raid in the Greenwich Village. I'm glad I got the details perfectly right, because I think I might have forgotten where it was. I don't know that I knew it was in Greenwich Village. But it's just famous. They were throwing bricks. They were going crazy. They were like, fuck y'all, leave us alone. Absolutely eat a fucking stop fucking bothering us. And they just started throwing bricks and had themselves a mini rebellion that, is remembered fondly for sure, as it should be. It's a cool moment. Cool moment in just societal development, Stonewall.
Yeah.
One to be proud of. This one that they are definitely very proud of, that community. I think they should be. Versus, it doesn't even feel like the Republicans are that proud of January 6th. Like, you don't see them out there like, we fucking almost did it. Even the QAnon folks, that's not the angle of how they tried to play it off. Like, they went full, we were just looking around. We just wanted to see what was in there.
It was a public building.
We were just trying to go in for a little bit.
We were walking around in a public space.
I didn't mean to do anything. I just went in there to wipe my ass on Nancy Pelosi's email folder. I'm sorry.
Meanwhile, if they were proud of it, if they were like, oh, we really almost did it. We almost had them. That might be that might only be, reserved for justified people who don't feel embarrassed by their actions.
Well, yeah,
Fucking pussy-ass Republicans.
They talked a lot of game, and then I feel like they got caught up in the heat of the moment. And then when it actually came time oh, shit, that chick just got fucking shot in the face.
Yeah, we got to defend our actions.
When it got to that point, it was like, oh, fuck. This isn't a game.
Yeah. That's a very telling moment when that one chick gets shot, and then the rest of them there are like, "Oh fuck, medic! We need a medic!"
Yeah,
like they're in a fucking COD lobby.
Did you watch the HBO thing?
No,
the documentary.
I don't know what you're talking about.
There was an HBO documentary about the day.
No. What is HBO?
HBO, home box office. It stands for home box office.
Oh, right.
It's crazy you say this because one of your favorite shows of all time, Succession, which we talked about so many times on this podcast, is actually on this channel.
Oh, the one that Succession's on, right. Of course.
Yeah.
My bad. I'm just the silly boy.
All right, so we have a problem, Billy.
What?
I took a trip to D.C. recently, as you know.
Yeah.
And I took a tour of the White House.
Cool.
Very cool. And I left something behind.
Oh, is this about...
I lost something, and I'm trying to get it back without taking responsibility for it. I'm not going down for this, but I'm just saying, if someone found something in a little small bag...
You know what?
I'm looking for it. I'm gonna put my address right here. You can email it, mail it to me. You can real life mail it to me.
Yeah, email. Hold the E. I was just thinking about how I'd love to get a look into if the cocaine culture there, because obviously it still exists. This cocaine White House culture. If they're being, if they're getting caught if it's bad enough that people are, getting found, their cocaine's getting found out, then you got to assume like it's still an interesting
There's a lot that's
sort of,
not getting found too.
Yeah, active drug culture. I was just watching a documentary the other day that was talking about the 80s and talking about how it was like you go into a bar, everybody has cocaine. Also, you're meeting people and they're like giving you a handshake for the first time and just slipping you an 8-ball and being like, I know you'll get me down the road. See you later. And then just, that sort of crazy stuff. It's like cocaine. And there was cocaine in the cocaine. It wasn't just fucking, from what I've heard, cocaine now is a lot less cocaine than you would imagine.
Oh, dude, it's vitamin B, it's sand, it's baby powder,
exactly.
it's fentanyl. It's like,
it's
fucked.
everything but.
It's one of the filthiest drugs out there.
That's definitely a golden age for cocaine, and a lot of harm was done. But
but let's be honest, dude. Who's ever doing the cocaine in the White House, they're getting the top-notch shit.
Of course.
They're just going to
or
CIA
maybe not, though. Honestly, now that I think about it, or maybe not.
I think they're going to CIA headquarters. They're going to CIA headquarters.
It's very
and being
possible.
Like, let me in the evidence room real quick.
Yeah, it's very.
Oh yeah.
possible.
Evidence number 37876. That just went. That's out of here. Just. It fell off the truck.
It's for the president of the United States.
Yeah, it's for this.
We're trying to keep
guy named Joe Biden.
We're trying to keep Joe standing up for the rest of the day.
Dude, like I don't do cocaine, but I'd rip a couple rails with Kamala.
With Kamala, I mean,
Yeah.
God, I bet
Dude,
that shit would go
imagine
crazy.
how she rants after doing cocaine.
I think there's plenty of video footage of how she rants after doing cocaine. I bet you can look it up right now. Really
What,
type
you
in
pull out of a
Kamala.
coconut tree? Dude,
I actually
she's
really
hilarious.
enjoyed.
She's
She's
hilarious.
awesome. She's awesome. I really enjoyed a video I saw of her recently. It was her and her sister. Is that classic video of her talking about how her sister would call her general when she was elected the attorney general, and her sister's trying to do a cute thing of like, I will, and I'll call her Miss President when she's the president, and she's going, stop it, stop, oh, stop that. But then the sister's going, no, and something. She says something about like but no, to her, I'm big sister. She's big sister. Kamala Harris goes, big sister general, and then they both start doing the Kamala laugh together, and it's like, oh, okay, this actually normalizes it so much, because it's like when you meet a friend's parents growing up, and everything makes perfect sense. It all just aligns all of a sudden. You're like, oh yeah, I see you in these other two people. I get it.
Yeah, Kamala has the presence of a human body that was taken over by an alien. To me, it seems very unnatural.
Certainly. Sorry, I'm looking at my phone, but it's because Nate just sent something. It's just some goofy Hunter Biden video. I wonder what it is. I'm like, if this is not worth me having checked my phone for, I'm going to drive out there and kick your ass.
All right, here we go. This is apparently a video. A video. Hold on.
Bro, this shit will not let me see it. It says false information reviewed by
Yeah.
independent fact checkers.
I'm gonna hit C anyway.
It's not false, dude.
That shit wouldn't even let me open it until I acknowledged that.
Whoa. I mean, all right. Listen, he could have just had a booger.
I don't understand.
He could have just had a booger, right?
I honestly, I need to.
You tell
I
me
need to
Hunter
see that
Biden does
shit
cocaine,
again.
bro. I just believe you, honestly. Because, like, if I was Hunter Biden, I would do cocaine. You know what I
Well,
mean?
what do you mean believe you? Aren't there like hundreds and hundreds of photos available of
Well,
him doing it?
Right. I mean, I didn't want to say that because I'm not fully
Oh,
up
it definitely
to date.
looked like that. It definitely looked like he did
It 100% looked like he was like, man, I'm going to fucking fall asleep. I don't take
that
fucking nose beer
caption-
right now.
That caption's so funny. Hunter Biden taking a hit of that Perico in front of children at the White House, same day they found the cocaine.
It was 2 days
Five-
after. That wasn't the same day.
5 eyes emoji looking, then like 10 crying laughing emojis. Swear, you can't make this shit up, yo. And then 5 more crying laughing emojis.
Wait, is that the rest of the caption?
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. You know what I will say, though, is that the fact-checking thing in the beginning is such an interesting new phenomenon. And I just love... I love that it's a video where the angle is so perfectly vague enough to he's behind Jill, and he's like, he just might be doing it, he just might not be. But like, I don't believe that's his cocaine they found. I'm sure that's what they want most people to believe. I think it's far more likely, just based on how everybody's talked about DC for all time, that there's so much cocaine in there that they're usually just throwing it out and not reporting it. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah, dude. I mean, I think that I think Trump, not Trump. I think Biden could get his get more voters in his next election. I think Biden could get more voters in his next election if he like made like a public event and just,
Bromingo uncut.
and just spanked Hunter Biden. Just like gave him like an
Spanked him.
old school corporal punishment. Just like bad Hunter. You know, you left your cocaine out in the White House. You fucking did nefarious things on that goddamn laptop. Like, what are you doing?
I don't know. I feel like Joe Biden has the strength to swing his arm.
Yeah.
But I don't know if he could make the impact of a spank. You know what I mean? I just don't know if he because I do believe that he could easily do the motion, but America would see that he's not strong enough
Okay.
to actually leave red marks on the bare bottom of his son. So then they wouldn't respect him. It would have the opposite effect. Unfortunately, I feel like. But maybe we could brainstorm an idea similar because I like
Donald
the idea.
Trump bare ass spanks Hunter Biden in the UFC ring.
Interesting. I don't see how that's achieving even remotely the same goal we were just going for.
It's not. Now I'm just thinking eyeballs. Let's get some eyeballs on this. You know what I mean? I just watched
the
a UFC
promoter
fight.
in you. The promoter in you was born in that moment of thinking.
3 C's, baby. Content. Okay. I just watched the UFC fight, dude, and I gotta be honest, man. Obviously not a Trump fan, but watching Donald Trump in between like every single fight being like was so fucking hilarious, bro. Watching him
I was
there
talking about
was
this with
so
someone recently.
geek, dude. 'Cause
Yeah.
it's just like he's just there, he's just enjoying it, and he's just like, oh my god, that was wild fight.
Yeah, there's no air of well, unfortunately, I was just talking about this with a friend. It's like he brings so much just sort of natural charisma and performance charm. If you're not tapped into this idea of like the real consequences and the damage that comes along with it
Right.
for even a moment,
But
you
in
just
that moment, he's
immediately get
incredibly
swept
likable.
up. Of course, he's so like it's just
Right.
there's a level of like. Yeah, absolutely. And we were talking about this, how for me, it's sort of unimaginable how different my perception has changed. Like when he was president and sort of in the run up to his election as well, because I was never really all that into him. I sort of just wrote him off, even when he had I was just one of the people who was dumb enough to actually think he couldn't win. You know what I mean? I was also like 17. So I guess I don't necessarily begrudge myself that much, but I felt that way. I was like, oh, he's not going to win. It's a joke. Despite us coming from a place where pretty much everyone said they were going to vote for him. So It was like, there was evidence around me, but I didn't think that it could remotely outnumber in any sort of system of counting what would be, common sense and just the right response. But I would have never guessed how funny I would find him, how entertaining clips would be, and just how in general, how much my opinion would shift just on like viewing him. Because it was so deplorable to ever have to see him when he was president, in my opinion. I hated it. He just bothered me so much. Clips were fucking hysterical, don't get me wrong. Some of the shit he said was so funny, and I was watching the whole time. But it just like there was a level of just because you were hearing about all the bullshit all the time that came along with it. But now it's like he's a lot quieter. He's just showing up to do some of the funniest shit you've ever seen. This whole re-election move is like it's going to swing back over to that time where I'm just like, fuck.
Yeah.
But for right now, we're in the sweet spot, I'm realizing, unfortunately. He's just so fucked. It's so funny. But
his
the
renaissance.
damage
He's
is
in
so
his
real.
renaissance.
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
It will be bad. It will be very bad, guys.
It will be bad. Yeah, he'd win again, I think.
Yeah, the election next year is gonna be a nightmare.
I'm sweating dick.
Dude, yeah, me too. I'm dying out here.
I'm sweating cock.
I do feel better now.
Right? It's a little bit better with the window closed.
Oh, that's good. That's good to know. I'm glad you guys have discovered that mystery has been solved for
It's
you.
a small room. I got a vent in here. Guys, if you haven't figured this out from watching the show, this takes place in my bedroom.
Yes, I'm in Blake's bedroom as well on the 180-degree opposite side of the wall. I'm facing Blake across from the room right now. We just film ourselves this way because neither of us wants to share the screen with the other. It's an
Right.
attention thing. We want that focus on ourselves. Now, Blake does the editing, so he gets to make himself a little bigger most of the time. But
Right.
we are
I
that's
scale
the give.
myself
That's the
upwards.
giveaway. That's the reason he wants to do all the editing is so that he can be slightly larger
Yeah.
in his frame than I am. in
I do
mine.
it all, man. I wipe
And I
my
hate
teeth,
you
I
for
clear
it.
up my skin.
I hate you for it.
I
you know, it's
give
like I'll
Billy
never-
acne. I give
yes,
Billy acne
He does.
and get
It's
it.
all this here. All this is fake. I actually don't even have a beard. He puts on this big mask. I hate beards.
He actually. Yeah, I want to obscure his jawline. I want to have the best.
I have a
jawline on the
really
podcast.
chiseled, crisp jawline
true.
that he's
True.
always trying to bury under all this hair and acne that he's putting on me.
Hey, man, it's what comes with the reins, man. You get to decide where you go.
Yeah, well, one of these days I'm going to cross the line to your side of the room and beat the shit out of you. So you'll decide where to go from there. Either St. Anne's
Yeah.
or all the way up to Boston for some real professionals. I'll
I'd love
put
to
you in
see
the
it.
dirt. I'll put you in the fucking dirt.
I'd love to see it because I put super glue all over your chair before you came in today.
Oh, God damn you. God fucking.
Try to stand up right now.
God damn you. God fucking damn you.
Got him.
My whole ass is
I got
stuck. My whole ass is stuck, bro. God damn you. I'm realizing I can't even fucking move around. I've just been rolling forward and backwards. Now I'm trying to look. I can't fucking do it.
Yep. I also placed.
When
a
did you
bomb-
even get over here? When did you even get over here?
I also placed a bomb inside your microphone.
I don't even remotely believe that. Not even for a second.
Well, put
You
your
did
ear up
not.
to the
You have never used high-level explosives at that caliber that can fit inside a microphone and also be considered a bomb, as you put it. But thank you guys. Go see Oppenheimer. This episode's been brought to you by Oppenheimer, a movie that also will have its own damage.
Nukes. Nukes. Nukes.
Nukes.
Nukes. Nukes.
I'm reading a book right now. I'm reading an incredible book, and the main characters are the children, the son and daughter of a guy who helped create, they're like an Oppenheimer-esque guy, a guy who helped create the atom bomb, and they're trying to deal with the sort of. I haven't seen very much of it yet. I'm still towards the beginning, but I know that's what part of the book is about, and they just haven't really gotten into it. But we've gotten little hints that it's something that haunts both of them deeply.
I love Christopher Nolan. It's a Nolan movie, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, dude. So he's
Oppenheimer.
He makes not most. He's one of my favorite directors. One of my favorite
Okay,
directors.
cool, good for you.
But
Who
I
asked?
can't see this. I don't think I can see this movie. God, Billy, God damn it, bro. We're on a podcast. You're supposed to be my partner
I'm just
here.
fucking with you.
You're
I'm just
supposed to
fucking with
push
you. I'm
forward.
listening to what you said. I'm listening to what you're saying. I was just fucking with you. Please, in the future, refrain from getting mad at me. It makes me extremely uncomfortable. Thank you.
I guess
Oppenheimer, your
I'm
opinion
gonna
on
try to stay
Oppenheimer.
calm. I'm just gonna stay calm when I try to do this. Christopher Nolan, one of my favorite directors.
Amazing. I thank you.
Thanks. And I can't see the movie Oppenheimer by Christopher Nolan, one of my favorite directors, because it's going to give me anxiety. I know it. I had anxiety about nuclear devastation for years, man. And I don't have it anymore. I don't suffer from this anymore. But it's like going to a cocaine party when you just got sober. You know what I mean?
Low key though, maybe it'll be good for you. You know, you'll face the bomb. You'll watch the bomb head on, and you'll survive, and you'll live through it, and you won't have to worry about. You'll be able to go back to your life of not worrying about it. It might be a healthy exercise in seeing if you've truly conquered the fear.
I have something interesting, dude, that I never considered actually until recently. But it's a real thing that happened to me. I used to have lots of anxiety about the world being devastated by nuclear bombs, pandemics. I used to have anxiety when I worked at a grocery store of someone coming in with a firearm.
Yeah, I feel that. Yeah.
Every now and then when I was in high school, just because it was brought up all the fucking time, I would just sit there in English class and imagine like, oh my god, where the fuck am I going if a shooter walks in here right now?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just the world that we fucking grew up in. But the second COVID lockdown happened, I didn't give a fuck anymore.
Yeah.
Because I was like, oh, I've been worried about the end. It's here, and it's not that bad.
Yeah. It's not that bad. It's not that bad. Yeah.
I'm pushing through, baby. You know. It actually took away a lot of my anxieties having something crazy like that happen to society.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
exposure therapy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. I think you're right, Nate.
I feel that. I feel like I and a lot of people grew from it, but you know, I just wonder. I wonder what
people
other
got
effects.
completely fried.
Yeah, that's the thing. I wonder what other effects we'll find in the way history breaks it down, the results of how it happened.
Some people became.
I was fried for a while from it, for sure. People went through phases as well.
People became hermits. People became right-wing lunatics.
Yeah, people are hermits right now.
People became
from it
left-wing
still.
lunatics. People
Yeah,
just became
yeah.
lunatics. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I got as riled up as ever during COVID, and I deleted my Twitter actually because of that. I was like, dude, I don't even fact check this shit. I just get hot. You know, I got to get rid of this. I'm too impressionable. I can't even watch some podcasts when they start talking about serious shit because it's just like, dude, I don't want to believe your nonsense. I'm impressionable, and I've learned that about myself. You know,
That's fun. Yeah, I'm also impressionable. I feel that. I would wonder. I would wonder if you would enjoy Twitter's new style of fact checking for some of the more popular posts, like putting up things when things are lies.
what is it saying? Like, fact checkers say this is fake. Here's why.
Well, like, I mean, I'll give you an example. Like, it could be like maybe you would post on your own account, like, I'm the coolest guy, I'm awesome, everybody loves me, and I'm sick and hot. And then maybe there'd be like a little thing at the bottom that would be like, experts have reviewed this, and it's not entirely accurate to the case at hand. You know.
Well,
It has a weird voice, though. It has too much of a voice. I'm sorry to interrupt you, but like some of them, they write too personably, where it's like too obvious that just a person at Twitter has written this up really quick from their own point of view. Most of them come across in that clear-cut sort of laboratory style of just, you know, okay, I buy it. This is saying it's not true. I believe this. Then other ones are like, why does this feel like someone texted me their opinion? I don't know. Maybe I'm crazy, but there's definitely a huge variance in how some of them read.
right. Well, I mean, like, if someone would contest a tweet like that, then they're clearly like just biased. You know what I mean? Like, I have a lot of haters at Twitter. Actually, they shadow banned my account when I had it for a really long time because I used to tweet absolute fire. It would get like 1, 2, 3 likes, you know, maybe a retweet, and it's like, dude, this is the funniest. You heard my jokes earlier.
I heard your jokes. I was just gonna say it's like
you
we heard the
understand the level of
jokes.
content I'm producing, but yet I got zero traction, and it's clear that there's some sort of police state on this social media app that is preventing me from reaching my full potential.
That's incredible, man. You are one of these days.
that's another
you
reason
are
why I
gonna
quit.
walk out into the street, and you're gonna think, "Wait, what was the sound behind?" And then it's gonna be Elon Musk, fucking arm around your neck, dragging
Dude.
you into the bush cover.
I've said this before on the podcast. If I take a mysterious fall, right? Don't believe it. I was fucking murdered. I know too much. They're coming for me. I swear to God, bro, don't ever believe that shit. I did not fall. I'm not one to fall, okay? I will not be falling off a cliff, out a window. I will not be eating any food that kills me. So if that happens, just know.
That is amazing. I would contest that maybe, you know, all food kills you in a sense. You know,
If you thought the
you know what
CIA
I mean?
killed me, Billy, would you speak up? Would you
I would
speak up?
say I would say it every day at the top
Even if it
of
risked
my
your own
lungs.
life. Even if it risked your own life.
Yes, of course. For you, for the co-host of my favorite thing in the world, Bromingo. Come on! Is it even a question? I would go out there with signs tied to me every day in the main markets, and I would say, my friend Blake was murdered by the CIA, and I know all of you think I'm fucking crazy for being out here like this, but if even one person believes me, it's a success for the day. Blake was killed! He was assassinated for no reason!
Wow, it is so. First of all, I really appreciate you saying that.
You're my favorite person.
Billy, you're my you're one of my favorite people.
Remember, man. Remember. Wait, what?
Guys, thank you so much for tuning in to episode 93 of the show. The phone number is 512-766-4646. You can call or text that number to participate in the show. We'd appreciate you forever if you did. Leave us a message. Ask us for advice. Anything you want. Console Billy. He needs it. Guys, thank you for tuning in. He's stuck to his chair. He's so stuck to his chair. Guys, we'll see you next week.
Thanks for coming to our show. It's time to go. We hope you liked our episode. It's Bromingo.
Down at the water, down by the bay, sunning and tanning, alone every day. Okay, Blake, welcome to the post show. You know the post show intro song.
It's great to be here.
I always love getting to sing that one. Now, you, Blake, are you born of natural birth or cesarean cut?
I was
know the answer to that, but it's a podcast, so you should tell
Yeah.
me for the people to know.
I was
But
born
just for the record to state, just so that the record has been said on the post show, Blake, we've loved having you, but it looks like we're starting to run out of time a little bit. So as my last statement, I'm just going to say, I did know the answer to the question, so there really was no need for an answer anyway. Blake, did you think it was a good show? We're going down in 10.
Yeah, it was great. Good show.
Thank
good
you for
episode.
coming on. Thanks for co-hosting the podcast with me, the regular podcast. Here, I'm the host of The Billy Show. Nate, give us a...